Today, I am celebrating the 30th anniversary of Mortal Kombat's 1995 film with a new shower curtain. I remember when Mortal Kombat was introduced to me. My brother came home, told me all about it, especially the fatalities. I never heard of stuff like this in video games. At this point, I think the most violent game I had ever played was maybe... I can't think of any examples. Probably Rambo 3, because you do at least stab guys with that knife of yours in a more convincing, deadlier way than in Russian Attack. But I don't really have much memory of blood being in video games when I was a kid until I saw Mortal Kombat. We went to the arcade, my brother showed it to me, I got blown away. But I could not play that game that well. Like I said in a number of my maybe earlier videos, I am not good with fighting games. I'm better at them with the home ports, especially if they get Infinity Continues, but Mortal Kombat kind of did not. But it didn't change the fact that I still was a fan of the game. I enjoyed watching my brother play it. I did enjoy playing it, even though I could not beat that dang thing outside easy mode. Oh my god, I'm embarrassed by saying that. I did beat the arcade releases for that game, which I got on my Xbox 360, thank goodness. Okay. Then Mortal Kombat 2 comes out. Sequel better than the first. And then Mortal Kombat 3 comes out, and that game sucks. I hate that game. I hated the combos, and I hated how the fact that the characters go stiff and then fall flat on their back. And boom, that was a terrible idea. I don't know why you guys put that in there. Well, but in '94, we heard there was going to be a Mortal Kombat movie. I saw a trailer for it when I went and saw the Street Fighter movie. I lit up in excitement. I was blown away when I saw. I had to see this movie. It said May '95. May '95 is coming. It's coming. It's coming. Then in the video game magazine it was set delayed till August. I got mad. The rumor going on was the movie was too violent and they had to tone it down. That's what I heard. It turns out, in reality, what happened was they showed it to a test audience. Now, I'm going by what I got from Good Bad Flicks, and who knows, I may be saying this wrong, but what I heard is they showed it to a test audience. Test audience said it needed more fighting, so they actually had to put in the fight between Johnny Cage and Scorpion and the fight between Liu Kang and Reptile. Because originally, that forest scene when you see Johnny Cage do that shadow kick, that was going to be it. He was just going to kick Scorpion, and that was it. Reptile, when he throws him on that statue, that was going to be it. Those two fights between those two were actually, that's why they kind of had to change locations for at least with Scorpion and Liu Kang. I mean, Scorpion and Johnny Cage. Because they had to get those fights into the movie, which ended up being a good thing. Okay, August shows up. I'm in the theater. I'm getting ready to watch Mortal Kombat. First, I saw the Super Mario Brothers movie. I was confused like no tomorrow when I saw it because I kept saying, what the heck does any of this have to do with the game? I blew off the Double Dragon movie. Like I said, I saw a Street Fighter film. That was a movie I liked when I was a teenager, but I hate now. It sucks. And so does the Super Mario Brothers movie. However, I can still see how some people can like those films because I understand they do have a guilty pleasure feel to a lot of people. And I also agree with that issue with the Mario film. If it would have just been called Dino Hat and not had any Mario stuff in it, the reception would have been less harsh, and it probably would even have a bigger cult following. But when it comes to Mortal Kombat, when I saw that movie, I loved it. I was like, finally, they got one right! Okay. The movie opens up with the Mortal Kombat logo, with that Mortal Kombat scream. The techno music kicks in, and then this shows all the flames and all that, and then the title shows up. Then we move to Shang Tsung fighting Liu Kang's younger brother, who he defeats and kills very easily. He tells Liu Kang, your brother's soul is mine, and you will be next. He turns into a rotten skeleton, and then Liu Kang wakes up in this room that is very, very green. He gets a letter, brother dead, come home. All of them is short and simple and to the point. Okay, then we move to Sonya looking for Kano because he killed her partner. Shang Tsung's meeting with Kano, wants him to help him lure Sonya there because they want her to be participating with this tournament. Jax is by her side, but no, he does not have the metal arms, thank goodness. You should probably know why I said thank goodness if you've seen the Annihilation and the 2021 film. I did not like either of those movies. Okay. Then we move to Johnny Cage. When I saw this, since I was fully aware that he was an actor, I knew this whole thing was film he was making. So when it came to the big reveal, I was like, I saw that coming. And the guy that he was talking to that told him to come, it was Shang Tsung. I saw that coming. We all did. It was predictable as heck. Okay, they meet on the dock. They're getting ready to go. The boat shows up. They don't exactly get along at first, but we meet Scorpion and Sub-Zero in a really cool intro that I still to this day love. Sub-Zero opens the door, he walks, Scorpion's behind him, and Shang Tsung says that line, Scorpion and Sub-Zero, deadliest of enemies, but slaves under my power. I'm spitting a lot. Okay. Sonya lifts the gun, stands aside, Sub-Zero just does and shit freezes and he just breaks it off. Then, okay, they ditch the harpoon in favor of his palm splitting open and this creature, the harpoon creature, coming out. Because usually he just throws a rope with that harpoon on it and then says, get over here or come here. Okay, Raiden shows up, and truth is, this is actually the one time in the movie that Raiden actually attacks someone, or in this case two, but he just pins Sub-Zero against the door and then throws Scorpion over his three contenders, representing his side. Okay. Well, they go and talk, and then they enter the island through that cool visual that has 1995 CGI. This has got 1995 CGI written all over it. Oh, when you see this movie, you know it was made in 1995. Well, that's when it came out. It probably went into production in 94, but I don't know when the CGI, but I'm just still going to say 1995. 1995 CGI. I like saying that. Okay. They're on the island. Johnny Cage, of course, is the comic relief. He's got too many bags. He goes flying right off the boat. Falling off the boat. Why did I say flying? And then he's having difficulty getting up those stairs. He loses almost all his bags. Okay, Sonya having trouble with the radio, and then when she throws it, Liu Kang tells her to look at her compass. It's going, I'm actually amazing, just blow up with a spring coming out. Okay, they go and have dinner, and man, that was a good-looking dinner. But then the guys show up and then trash the place to make way for a little short fight with Sub-Zero and this idiot who's willing to sacrifice himself. My brother said, oh, it probably is an honor to be killed by him. I'm like, I wouldn't be honored by getting killed by anyone. Okay. They see Princess Katana. I can't remember if it was before or after this, and I just watched that dang movie. But then we see that statue of that lizard creature, and Shang Tsung talks to it and says, watch her closely, reptile. And it turns into the 1995 CGI reptile. He turns invisible, or at least in the stealth camouflage, because you can still kind of still see him like the Predator. And then goes running off. But he still stays close to Princess Katana in that 1995 CGI. Okay. They go pursuing Kano because Sonya's got that big grudge against him. We get hints at Goro first seeing his hand, then a statue. I mean, that's shadows. Shadow. And then whenever we see Kano talking to someone, Goro's big reveal is just him sitting on his throne and just saying disgusting. I'm like, they hyped it up for that? No big deal. Okay, just anticlimactic. They're talking and talking and talking, and Goro starts making Kano nervous. He knocks over his cup, which magically gets back up and later into that scene. I noticed that. Okay, and I'm hoping I noticed that, otherwise my eyes are definitely playing tricks on me. They the three make a noise. Shang Tsung says we are not alone. He signals a guard. They go looking for Princess. They get lost. They see Princess Katana. Liu Kang encounters Reptile, who just spits in his face. He's known for spitting acid, but there's no acid spitting in the movie. But it looks more like he breathed some sort of frost-like stuff, because they look like they're in a room that kind of is cold or something, but whatever it was, it didn't really even blind him. It did hurt him a bit, but after a while, he's perfectly fine, so I guess it was just spit, and Liu Kang was just freaked out, like, I got this lizard bit all over my face! Ew! They then go looking for Katana again, but they find themselves in the same place where Kano was talking to Girl, then Shane Tsung set up. They do the action-packed fight with a bunch of guards, and when the three jump over Johnny Cage, one kicks the two beside him, then even though they're not going to hit him because they're already over him, they kick anyway, which is something I always noticed and just laughed at. It's like they missed their cue, like, oh yeah, and the director's like, whoa, go with it, go with it, go with it. After they deal with the guards, Raiden shows up, claps, and then asks what they're going to do with that charge. It's like a massive load of guards, but he says, I don't think so. And his finger lights up with electricity. Well, after that, he then talks to them. They then get ready for the tournament. Liu Kang fights this guy who was created for the movie. He wins. The guy loses his soul. Sonya takes on Kano. Their fight is realistic, and he does hurt her, but she gets him with the leg grab, and then she just breaks his neck in a way that just makes it feel like Kano was not really that important to the movie at all. Yeah, after that, he's no longer in the movie. He's dead with a broken neck. I'll say, okay, thank you. One more. Okay. Then we cut to Johnny Cage taking on Scorpion. First, we get that harpoon and the get over here. Johnny runs, ducks behind a tree, it flaps around another tree, wraps around another tree. But unfortunately, this is obviously when the cord has reached its end, or its limit. Yeah, okay. It's length. Wait. Cool. It's biting. He pulls it back. Then he comes flipping out. Then when he looks left, right, then Scorpion comes flipping out. Cast again. This time Johnny Cage just gets out of the way and it hits the tree and gets stuck. He even closes its eyes. He detaches it. It comes going back into his hand. Johnny runs, does the shadow kick. I can't do it in this length in this room. He then does the teleportation. Scorpion does the teleportation, teleports into the coolest part of the movie. I love his lair. They have the best fight in the movie. It's awesome. It's tough. It's hard hitting. It's got the right song playing. Zero Signal by Fear Factory. There's no music video. It's just a song. Wish there was a music video. Are they doing a number on each other, but Scorpion proves to be too much for Johnny Cage, so he's forced to try to retreat, but he still gets him with that swinging and wham right in his face. And then he does gymnastics and just starts flipping up and just to show off. He then flips up, grabs that platform above him, then flips on top of it. Sub-Zero's looking totally unimpressed, jumps up, goes, get down here, kicks the support beam. Johnny Cage's like, oh! He sees the skeleton parts. And then Scorpion comes jumping, flipping down, lands, and then with the skull, the eyes light up. And then there just happens to be a shield right there, right by Johnny Cage, which he can use to block the flame. And after Scorpion stops, instead of hitting at him again or doing anything else, he just stands there and watches Johnny Cage pick up a spear that just happens to be right there, and he just launches it, cuts Scorpion on the arm, who never even gets out of the way. Then Johnny comes jumping, flipping, and slices his belly with lava blood coming out, slices it again, takes it off the top of his skull, and then when he throws the shield for some reason, I'm going to hang on to it because I don't know if this fight's over with. Well, Scorpion's head blows up, and Johnny's like, oh boy, he makes a run for it, and we get a cool exploding body, and then I think he has two jaws that land where it's just showing in different angles, and they autograph the friendship of Johnny Cage from Mortal Kombat 2. Okay, and somehow Johnny got out of there, they never explain how. Then Liu Kang fights Princess Katana, but she's more like interested in getting him advice, like use the element that brings life to your next fight. He fights Sub-Zero next. This is the biggest disappointment of the movie. The fight between those two is way too short. I really wish they would have extended this. I probably believe it's because the Sub-Zero's defeat took too long, so they figured that probably would fill the runtime. But man, was that a disappointment. I do like how he gets defeated. I love it whenever he falls down, he looks at him and that music starts up and he starts doing this, energizing, creates that ice shield, which does lead to his downfall. But it's a cool scene, but yeah, the fight before that is way too short. The worst part of the movie is probably that fight right there. It's just too short. Okay, Goro is now kicking everybody's butt. He then takes on the friend they make on the voyage here. He defeats him. Shang Tsung takes that guy's soul. And then, basically, Raiden gives him another pep talk. Now Johnny Cage is challenging Goro. Okay, they do a little reenactment of when Johnny Cage got reenacted. This time Goro grabs his sunglasses and crushes him, and he's like, finish this guy quickly. And when Goro raises all four of his arms, Johnny does the groin punch that's notable in the game, and I can understand why they did it for this scene, because it just fit perfectly. Then Johnny runs away. He gets Goro to follow him, and he takes a wrong turn and winds up on this small edge outside the, mountain. Mountain. Okay. There's clouds even below them. That means they are very high up. Yikes. But the thing is, the fight between Johnny Cage and Goro is probably the second worst part of the movie. I do like it, still like it. But yeah, it's also a disappointment because Goro is supposed to be like this Supreme Warrior. Johnny Cage has a flawless victory against him. I'm not kidding around. This is actually the shortest fight in the movie. And Goro still has a satisfying defeat, because I do like him falling to his death, and then that lightning strikes, probably that's what killed him. Maybe Raiden did that. Okay, but yeah, even though I will say Sub-Zero's the biggest disappointment and Goro's the second, but still I do kind of like it whenever the CGI Johnny fights the CGI Goro, and I do like how Goro gets defeated, so I still am okay with it. But yeah, it's short, and Johnny has a flawless victory, which, yeah, it's kind of a disappointment. You would expect at least Goro to get him at least once, maybe a number of times before he would get defeated by Johnny, but nope, flawless victory. Okay, next, Shang Tsung issues his right to challenge, and he challenges Sonya, and it turns out this was his backup plan in case this happened, because he knows she can't beat him. He takes her to Outworld knowing that Raiden can't follow them there. Liu Kang and Johnny Cage go with him, go there. Why did I say go with him? But a little reptile also sneaks in the portal too. Yeah, and when they go there, well, Liu Kang basically, since he's already encountered Reptile, he kind of senses this, and he grabs Reptile, throws him on that statue. But of course, originally that was going to be it, but once again they added this. So when it comes to that thing, all those things grabbing him, and he ends up merging it with the statue. Now, I lit up in excitement when I heard that narrator go, Reptile, or the announcer from the video game. This is the second best fight in the movie. Now, when Liu Kang gets launched through that wall, consider how thick that thing is. He should have been dead or seriously hurt, but he gets up, and then Reptile does a number on him, but they do exchange blows. But whenever that double kick, that spin one where he goes boom, boom, I always was a fan of that kick. That was awesome. But whenever he knocks Liu Kang off the platform that they're fighting on, is whenever for some reason, Reptile jumps while spinning like him. Liu Kang just catches him and throws him, and then just like that, Liu Kang now magically has a second win, and he then obliterates Reptile. Then we get to the part that probably is something that a lot of people may have given a pass, but a lot of people probably find disgusting. The bicycle kick. Oh, Paul, I understand why you did it, but I think it would have been a better idea if Liu Kang would have jumped up and grabbed like a chain hanging from the ceiling. He would have been more like swinging off that. And when when he hits Reptile with both his feet, he goes flipping in midair backwards, and yeah, that is pretty fake looking. I still will give it a pass, but I also have my criticism towards it. I really wish it would have been a chain. I think Reptile should have just been flying out without flipping. That would have actually been more convincing and a lot better. He kills Reptile when he's separating with that statue with all these bugs on. I don't know where those things came from. Does the old foot stomp, and of course it has to be on the camera because Apparently this movie had to be PG-13, and I'm still okay with it. It has never bothered me. After seeing the 2021 film, I'm beyond grateful this was PG-13. Ugh, that movie was stupid. Okay, it goes to the tower. Princess Katana did tell Liu Kang that he must face 3 challenges. I'm like, oh, good. There's going to be 3 more fights before Shang Tsung. But then when she says it, I'm like, oh, never mind. I really did hope there was going to be 3 more fights. They get there posing as the cloak guys. Sonya's chained up. She declines in accepting the challenge. And then she says her friends will come. They just simply take the hoods off and say they're already here. Shang Tsung orders the guards to sick them, but Princess Katana goes, halt! no, she says, stay where you are. She then points out the rules and everything, and Shang Tsung gets mad, so he then issues a challenge to Johnny Cage, but Liu Kang, oh no, you are fighting me! So, the final fight is between Liu Kang and Shang Tsung. Of course it is. It makes it like this Mortal Kombat 2 let us know Liu Kang won the first tournament, which I think we all saw coming because when it comes to Mortal Kombat, the first one, they didn't really tell us who the main character is. We just had a guess. But I always suspected it was Liu Kang, mainly because he was the one character in the game that had a fatality that didn't involve killing his opponent, meaning he was the cleanest character, so it obviously made sense he'd be the protagonist. Yeah, that's probably the main reason why he had that fatality with the spin kick fall on the uppercut. They needed a clean character to be the protagonist. And once again, it makes sense. Okay, Liu Kang's Shang Tsung fight. Liu Kang gets him with a punch. Shang Tsung loses his temper, so he shoots and causes all these souls he's captured to rise up. They show off, and then they come at him, but he defeats all of them very easily. And then he sees that Shang Tsung's retreated up, so he goes up the stairs, confronts him, and he shapeshifts into his brother. And he starts talking to him, trying to do the old convincing. Spike started erupting from the dragon symbol where they were fighting, giving it the pit, because you gotta have a pit in a Mortal Kombat game. Of course, Liu Kang does not fall for it. And he defeats him with the fireball, sending him to the spike pit, but only one impales him. All the souls get released. He talks to his brother. Liu Kang talks to his brother. Then they just head home wearing the same clothes that they had on, letting us know they never changed. Sonya's even wearing a cloak, renewing that outfit she had on. She still has it on. It's so, and they're now backward at the Temple Lights. Short trip. Oh my goodness, one heck of a short trip. Okay. Then it ends at a cliffhanger where the Emperor shows up and they accept the challenge, and then the credits play. And the credits are pretty dang long, too. This movie was like a big deal in '95. At my school, we never stopped talking about it. When it hit home video, I rented The Living Daylights. I didn't finally buy it until like '97, I think, at Walmart. I love it. It's still my favorite live-action movie based off a video game. I'm always going to be a fan of it. No matter what, no matter how many people try and say it didn't age well or it's not as good as you remember, I'm never going to listen to that. I'm still a fan, and I'll always be one. And to me, it's the only good Mortal Kombat movie. Well, Mortal Kombat 95, best one to me, only good one. 2 thumbs way up to Paul W.S. Anderson. If you haven't seen Mortal Kombat 95, I definitely recommend it. You may not agree with me. If you don't worry about it. I'm not going to hold a grudge. Mortal Kombat 95. 4th favorite film of 95. Favorite adaptation of a video game for live action. Second all-time favorite video game adaptation, second only to Street Fighter 2, the animated feature. And now, I'm done.